Good evening and welcome to the Town of Acton Selectmen's meeting for September 11th, 2014. First item on the agenda, salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to take a moment of silence in memory of 9/11. Approval of the agenda?
I move we approve the agenda.
Seconded.
All in favor? Approval of the minutes of the last meeting?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Seconded.
All in favor? Old business, we still have one opening on the road committee. Should anybody be interested in wanting to serve on that committee, please come up and see Jennifer Rue. We're also still looking for a Mousom Lake resident to be on the dam committee. We have the two selectmen are on it, and we are still allowed to have one resident that lives on Mousom Lake. So if anybody lives on Mousom Lake would like to be on that committee, also please come up to the town hall and see Jennifer Rue. New business, sand bid. We're putting out our annual bid for sand for the winter sand. The town of Acton is soliciting bids for 3/8-inch screen winter sand delivered to the town of Acton Salt and Sand Shed on 839 Sanborn Road. Estimated need is approximately 3,000 to 4,000 yards, with the availability of purchasing up to 6,000 yards. Please submit your per yard bid to the town of Acton, 35 H Road, Acton, Maine, 04001. Envelopes must be marked Salt Shed Sealed Bid and received by 4 p.m. on Wednesday, September 24th, 2014. We will open them on Thursday, September 25th. Okay. We have an updated fitness center assumption of risk and release. We have added a couple of things on at the recommendation of MMA Insurance. It's item number 5. I agree and understand that no guests are allowed in the gym at any time. And number 6, I agree and understand that no alcohol and no tobacco is allowed in the gym at any time. So those are the changes. I will entertain a motion to accept the assumption of risk and release.
I move that we do assume the assumption of risk and release
Seconded.
for the
Jim.
gym.
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay. Hobbs Cemetery Agreement. Pertaining to the ongoing care and maintenance of the family cemetery at the Hobbs Farm property, Acton, Maine. Whereas the family cemetery on Fox's Ridge, Acton, has not been maintained for a number of years, and whereas the stones are in need of repair, and whereas the area within the enclosure should be cared for, and whereas the Three Rivers Land Trust owns the abutting Hobbs Farm, and whereas the Three Rivers Land Trust is willing to assume the care and maintenance of said cemetery, and whereas the Selectmen of Acton, pursuant to 13 MRSA Section 1371, have the legal authority to appoint Three Rivers Land Trust as caretaker of the cemetery. Now, therefore, we, the Selectmen of the town of Acton, do appoint Three Rivers Land Trust as caretakers so long as they own the abutting Hobbs Farm. A motion to sign.
I move that we sign the ongoing care and maintenance of the family cemetery of the Hobbs Farm property in Acton, Maine.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay, quick claim deed. This is property we foreclosed on, and the owner has come back and purchased the property back. It was an unbuildable lot. The inhabitants of the municipality of Acton, a body corporate and politic, located at 35 H Road in Acton, Maine, County of York, and State of Maine, for consideration paid, released to Marcia Y. with a mailing address of 4 Lakewood Drive, Acton, Maine. A certain lot or parcel of land in the town of Acton, County of York, and State of Maine, depicted on the town of Acton property maps as map 106, lot 003, said parcel being located on the Acton Ridge Road. The property was tax acquired by the town of Acton on January 7, 2014, by virtue of expired lien assessed to Marcia P.Y., recorded in book 16662, page 439, and book 16360, page 849, and the York County Register of Deeds in Alfred, Maine. The said inhabitants of the municipality of Acton have caused this instrument to be signed in the corporate name by Theodore Kryzak, William Shields. Its Board of Selectmen duly authorized this 11th day of September 2014. Motion to sign the quitclaim deed.
I move that we sign the quitclaim deed.
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay, there's also transfer tax that we also have to sign.
I believe it's just 2 signatures that we need as grantors.
Okay, and we sign right above the preparer? No, that's oath.
Should be, say grantor.
Grantor?
It says grantor.
Yeah, the sign was down here,
Oh,
but, oh, okay, there it is. Okay. So all 3 of us have to sign the quitclaim deed, and only 2 sign the second one.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right, 2014, 2015 ice salt. We have gone out to bid to the only people that supply salt for the winter, and Granite State Minerals is who we've been using for the last 6 years, is pleased to offer the town of Acton, Maine, the delivered price of $54.47 per ton of bulk road salt for the 2014-15 season. This price will remain firm until June 30th, 2015. For inventory planning purposes, we would appreciate if you return a completed and signed copy of this form via mail, fax, or email by September 15, 2014. Orders may be placed 24 hours a day. Payment terms are net 30 days from invoice date. Please call with any questions. We look forward to working with you in this season and greatly appreciate your business. Janet Harrington, Granite State Minerals. Motion to sign the agreement with Granite State Minerals.
I move that we sign the agreement with Granite State Materials for salt.
Seconded.
All in favor? We'll have to find out what the estimated usage is to put on there. Next thing is the maintenance agreement for our online CAI GIS. Okay, this is just the annual maintenance degrees for, agreement for our maps online. A motion to sign?
I move that we sign the agreement from GIS Internet Services Maintenance Agreement.
Seconded.
All in favor? All right, roofing updates. Hall Brothers has finished all of the buildings at the town hall, the library, and the old fire station. We had asked the town to take up to $35,000 out of the undesignated fund. The bid came in at $25,000. for the completed job. They are all done, so we've got 30-year warranty, so the town hall is completely re-roofed, or actually all the buildings at the town hall are completely re-roofed with a 30-year warranty. While they were here, a couple of meetings ago, we announced the issue that the MMA Insurance has told us that we can no longer use the salt shed unless we could find an engineer and come up with a solution in order to continue using it until we could build a new one. We had an engineer come in, a civil engineer, and he wrote a report to MMA Insurance telling them that the building has not moved or changed since the repairs in 2002. He felt that if we put up some kind of material on the roof that would make the snow slide easier, that we would be able to use it until we can get a new building built. So while Hall Brothers was here, we asked them if they had any recommendations. They recommended that we put tarps up there, which they have done for us at a cost of $3,500. And the insurance agent is aware of what we've done. He's coming out Tuesday to inspect, and we should be able to get at least another year out of the salt and sand shed, which will give us a little more time to go out to bid and figure out the cost of what we're going to do in order to get a new building. So hopefully on Tuesday, the insurance company will give us the go-ahead to go ahead and use that for this winter. Other business? Yeah.
Hi. So I am Larissa Crockett, and I'm here wearing my Three Rivers Land Trust hat tonight. We have been working very hard at the Hobbs Farm property to create a public space for people to go and walk and enjoy. And on the 28th of September, a Sunday, from 10 till 2, we are inviting everyone in the community to come and walk the trail that we've cut in and see the pond and enjoy the wetlands that are there. Parking is along the side of the road for the most part. There will be cookies and lemonade and iced tea, a scavenger hunt to do with your camera, seeing how many mushrooms you can find, what sort of birds you see, identifying the trees that are there. It's not a finished trail. It still has some work to do. There's a lot of things that we'd like to see happen at that property. An outhouse, for instance, kind of like what we have at Mary Grant. Also some picnic tables so that families and individuals can enjoy a nice meal as they're enjoying the scenery that's there. It is a publicly open space, so everyone should feel encouraged to go down and check it out. You get to the Hobbs Farm, you take County Road from Milton Mills Road over to Fox's Ridge Road, turn right, and 4/10 of a mile after you've turned right onto Fox's Ridge Road, you will see the Hobbs Farm property. It has an abandoned farmhouse that is red, right in front of the driveway area. And its hayfields up top are active hayfields. We free lease them to the Maplestone School for the kids there to have haying experience, and they've done a great job this year. So we do ask that people do not use ATVs of any form on that property. Those hayfields are working fields, and ATVs do nothing good for them. But foot traffic is great. Dogs are very welcome. And I believe it's also going to be open all through the winter for snowshoeing and sledding. There's a nice hill there, and ice skating on the pond. So the 28th, though, come and see the property, see what there is to be done there. We just would like everyone to come. Thanks.
Larissa, does the trust own the farm too, the farmhouse?
No, we do
No,
not.
Okay, so it's just beyond the farmhouse is where you go in?
Yep, and the property goes, it's 176 acres is what the trust owns, and the hayfields that are cut are included in that. So there are houses that are along the frontage of Fox's Ridge. Most of those houses do not go further than, I'm not really good with distances, but they're 2-acre house lots, most of them along that section. So their yards end, and you'll see more hayfields begin, and that's all trust property. And then all of the woods that you see kind of spreading out in front of you are trust property. The trail will be being blazed in the next couple of weeks so that you will not get lost as you're out there in the woods. And there are 2 trails. There's a larger loop, and then there's a smaller inner loop. And the smaller inner loop takes you past some very, very old pine trees, the sort of pine trees that just make you go, wow, I didn't realize pine trees could get that big. They are very tall, and they have kind of like 5 pine trees growing out of them. You can kind of see like the generations of pine trees that kind of grew up together. Really spectacular. So it's a kind of a nice experience that you don't get through a lot of our woods that have been fields in the recent past or heavily logged. So, great.
Yeah, and the wetlands are beautiful, too. There's a 40 to 50 acre wetland out on, and that's the southern side of the wetlands that all this land borders on, so it's a beautiful walk. Thank you, Larissa. And thank your co-member on the board for writing up that agreement for us.
While Doris is here, could you have her be a witness to that quitclaim deed?
Sure.
All 3 lines or just one?
And you probably want to take a copy of this before, yeah, okay. Great. All right. So, no other business. Announcements. We announced the flu shots last week are going to be on Friday, September 26th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at the town hall. We didn't have the price last week. We do now. It is $30. They will be accepting your medical insurance or cash payments of $30 for the flu shots. That's, again, Friday, September 26th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that's the visiting nurse will be providing those shots. All right, you guys got anything?
No.
Motion?
I move we adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor?